My name is Evie Horton. I'm from Professor Magaha's Ling 120 class. And unfortunately, my partner, Taylor McKeon, couldn't be here today, so I'll be presenting for both of us. So for my research project, I decided to research environmental art, and Taylor decided to research photojournalism. And so we decided that both of our projects encompassed activism throughout art. So as to branch off of both of our research projects, we decided to make a presentation on local activist art. And please enjoy the flare. So what is activist art? Activist art addresses the local injustices as well as educates and empowers the community. The artist will also include a sort of call to action for the viewer. And it is everywhere. You just have to know where to look for it. And so we provided in this presentation several examples of places as well as artists that encompass activist art. The first place is the Pit of Despair. It is located in downtown Asheville on Haywood Street, and it is a vacant lot that was sort of notorious for a lot of crime and not a really good place to be. So now local artists have sort of transformed it into a really cool place where people can come together and enjoy the community. And there are even some murals that feature local graphic designers. So far, the fate of the Pit of Despair is not yet finalized, but so far they're having a pretty cool event space with local farmers markets that come in and people want to hang out and get together and have lunch. So yeah, it's a really cool place on Haywood Street. And also on Haywood Street is the Haywood Street fresco, which was commissioned by the Haywood Street congregation. And it provides the church's vision of the Asheville community. So the artist included all of the subjects that are homeless or were formerly homeless in the fresco. And he, designed it to be a sort of classical Renaissance style. And so he just wanted to spread goodwill and acts of compassion throughout the community. And the fresco was also inspired by the Beatitudes or the Sermon on the Mount. And another place is the Burton Street Garden, Peace Garden. This was started by Safi Mahaba and Dwayne Barton in 2003. And it was first inspired by the war in Iraq and the war on drugs that was taking place in the US. And so local artists come in and they mostly use found objects, which I think is really cool. And create these really beautiful pieces that all sort of relate back to the theme of social and environmental injustice, as well as Black history within the community. And the last place that we have is the Love Your Community Container Project. So this sixth grader in Asheville, Trinity Harper Pierce, won a contest that was sponsored by the Pink Dog Creative to design a mural for this double-decker container. So she decided to speak about love and spread the message of love throughout her community. And so we have a quote by her that we thought was really, really cool. So there was a lot of violence in my neighborhood. I want people to care more about their community. When they drive by and see this, I hope that their hearts grow as big as the heart in the painting. I want the love to spread all throughout my community, my city, and my county. So we also had the opportunity to meet with 3 really, really cool artists and personally get to talk to them. So the first artist is Ken Valerio, and he identifies himself as a futuristic radical artist. And so throughout his paintings, he focuses on discovering the truth throughout his work. And he includes how the patriarchy is still very evident within the art community today and wants to try to battle consumerism and the exploitation of the art community. So I also made a video that further shows what Valerio and I talked about.
Walking into Wedge Studios in the River Arts District, I was automatically drawn to Ken Valerio's work. I have had the chance to speak with him before, but not about his activism that is reflected throughout his work. Valerio explained his dislike of the overproduction of art that has little to no meaning behind it and is only meant to generate a profit. He also discussed the patriarchal history of art and how women were kept out of the art world. However, male artists included women within their work, thus giving them access to the art world, but in a more abstract way. To Valerio, art history is a key component to becoming a real artist. To approach a blank canvas without the knowledge of the art that came before modern society is a missed opportunity and a lack of understanding of what art really is. Valerio gives the example of cave paintings and how he believes it is the foundation of humanity. Cave paintings were the start of human enlightenment. There is no way to figure out the gender of these ancient painters, but Valerio believes they were women. In his experience and perspective, Valerio has come to the conclusion that female artists are more in touch with their work than male and create art for their own benefit rather than creating it for the benefit of consumerism. Valerio notices the physical and mental strength women possess and attempts to include it throughout his work. Because of the oppressive patriarchy that is still present in the art world, female artists don't know how good they are. Valerio is helping to change that. When deciding what to do with a blank canvas, Valerio sees it as a journey of discovery that has infinite possibilities. He believes that art, to quote, is the pursuit of the truth, and with every painting, he intends to discover something new.
So the next artist that I got to meet with is Jessica C. White. She's a printmaker and also the art teacher at Warren Wilson College. And she believes that art is communication. So with every print she makes, she's trying to communicate something to the viewer. And these are some examples of her earlier prints. And throughout these prints, you can see that ecocentrism is reflected, and she also focuses on the human impact with the environment. And she also believes that her art is a self-portrait. She wants all of her art to have a piece of herself. And she chose printmaking because it can be accessible and made in the multiple, and as well, it is available to the masses. So I also made another video just to showcase her work a little bit more closely. The last artist that I met with is Callie Ferrero Ares, and she identifies as a mixed media artist. And through her latest project, she is addressing the stigma of mental health. She wants to normalize and spread awareness throughout her art, and she's really proud to recognize mental health, and she felt a sort of resilience with this new project. She also wants her art to be a sort of memoir of herself, that each piece is a memory of some important time in her life. And so this is her artist statement, and I also have a print that she gave me to share with you all, and as well as another copy of her artist statement. So I'm just going to pass that around if you want to take a look. And throughout her work, she uses pill bottles and Barbie as these really iconic images that people can relate to. She actually told me that, I think it was some crazy number, like 90% of the world's population can recognize Barbie's face. So she wanted to sort of normalize mental health, that it's something that all humanity has to deal with, that we can all come together and sort of relate to. And Taylor and I would really like to encourage you guys to all go out to Asheville, explore these really cool places, especially in Wedge Studios where all of these artists are working. They're really, really cool. They would love to talk to you, and they love to talk about their work. So we really encourage you to go out and explore. Thank you.